Hey everybody, this is Natural Normal Nay, and I'm here for my live session. It's Wednesday nights. It's 9:06. I told you guys I would be back on around 9:05-ish. And I have some quick tips for you guys. I know I've been telling you guys about how I got my house with no money down and how I was able to, have to have no closing costs. But there's another thing that you have to do if you want to make sure you get your house or whatever you want to get with some money or any type of anything that's going to need to look at your credit report or credit score. And I thought it would be a good topic because I was just going through a client's profile and I was just like, I'm like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this because everybody, look, you need to listen to this. It's going to be quick. And I don't want you guys wasting your money, spending money when this is something that you should do or not do in order to build your credit. Okay. So I'll give everybody a couple minutes to log in or get in. As you come in, just let me know where you're from. And if you have a YouTube channel, let me know in the comments so I can shout you out. I do different things throughout the week to try to support channels. So whether it's a shout out in the video, like how I did in my video I posted, I think a couple days ago. Yeah, a couple days ago, I did a video. I did a shout out. So if there's something that you want me to help promote, let me know. But yeah, I'll give you guys a couple more minutes, and at 9:10, I'm going to go with the tips. I'm going to leave the biggest tip at the end of my spiel so you guys can get your credit together because this doesn't make any sense. I do want to throw a disclaimer out there. I am not a financial advisor. Please do not look. I'm telling you guys this because I like you guys and I want to see the best for everybody, especially if you have a lot of goals you're trying to hit. But I am not a financial advisor. I am not a finance lawyer. I just, I've been working on my credit since I was in college. Some amount of years ago. I'm not going to tell you guys all of that because I don't want you guys to know my real age just yet, but you guys can guess. So, yeah, I do have some tips. I'm not a financial advisor, but I can help guide you on what you can and shouldn't be doing. But I do have people I help with their credit, but that's on another level. That's, if you want to know more details about that, you just have to email me. Okay? All right, we have one more minute before we get started. Okay. But yeah, like I said with NACA before, of course, they don't look at your credit score. They just want to look at your credit report. And there's certain things that you should and shouldn't be doing overall, whether if you're trying to buy a house, get a car, another credit card, or a loan or something. There's some good housekeeping tips that you guys should be doing with your report overall. And we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. So this is a tip. It's not the biggest tip, but it is going to help out very, very much in order to bring your score up. But make sure your revolving credit balances are below 30% utilization. So tip number one, make sure all of your credit balances across the board is under 30% utilization. So for instance, let's say you have a $1,000 credit card, you don't want to be spending more than $300 for your balance. Okay, so if you have those issues, make sure you pay it off underneath that 30% utilization. If you need help figuring that out, leave it in the comments. I can help you do some calculations real quick so we can help tackle that issue together. Okay. Number two is going back to the utilization rate. you can want to make sure you pay off your balances as much as you can, okay? If not close to the $0 balance or $0 balance, period. You also want to utilize the snowball effect when doing this. So if you have, like, let's say you have 3 credit cards, right? And you have $150 balance on the one credit card, $200 balance on another one, and $500 balance on another. Pay off the lowest balance first, right? And whatever would have been that minimum balance, take that and add it to that second credit card balance, the lowest one, the second lowest one, and basically add both of your minimum balance or minimum payments together so you can hurry up and speed up the process. So you're going to snowball the effect as you go. Okay. So that's tip number 2, is to use the snowball effect to pay off your balances as quick as possible. And just keep on repeating that until all of your balances are paid off. And this is mainly going to be for your revolving credit first, and then for your installment loans. And when it comes to your installment loans, um, what you want to pay off the most important is your car, because your car can get repossessed. Okay. Then pay off your house because you don't want to get evicted or, foreclosed on. And that would be a bad thing on your credit. If you have student loans like I do, I guarantee that would be the very last thing I'm paying off, because at the end of the day, nobody can take my knowledge. Okay. But I need to protect my cars and I need to protect my house. Okay. All right. Also, as I'm going through this, leave any comments in the chat or questions in this chat, because I'm going to be able to answer them for you. All right. Another thing is, if you potentially want to get a house, get a car, or whatever, do not have all these people pull your credit and you're not even ready to make that move. Okay. When you do go to buy a house or go to buy a car, you only have like a set amount of time to have your credit pulled. And it's best to have it pulled by multiple creditors if you choose to go down that route within like 1 to 2 weeks. Okay. So I remember when I went to go get my second car, I was looking at 3 different dealerships. I had all 3 different dealerships pull my credit within 3 days, because they can start seeing those inquiries. Inquiries can affect your score. It can drop by 2 points. It can drop by 10 points. It just depends on your credit score. It's going to be different for everybody across the board. But make sure everybody is pulling your credit around the same time. It would look weird if at the beginning of the year you're looking for a house and you had like 3 people pull your credit. They tell you no, but that's a hard inquiry on your report. And then later on, like in November, you're looking for a house, but those creditors can now see what your credit was being pulled and people are telling you no. So yeah, don't do it until you're ready. And when you do it, you have a certain amount of time to have a whole bunch of creditors look at your credit. Okay. All right. Also, if you're not already using like Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, Experian, you do want to monitor yourself while you're in the credit repair process. But let's say me, I'm not doing anything with my credit. I don't have anything I really want to do in the near future. I'm not going to have that stuff drive me crazy. So it's good to look at your credit. It's good to pay attention to it. And it's good to have it on your phone and get notifications for it. But do not let that stuff drive you crazy. It's not going to go up every day. It's going to go up once a week on Credit Karma and Credit Sesame. And I believe Experian, they do like real-time data for you, but you have to have a way to monitor it. But when you're monitoring it, don't go crazy. You'll be fine. Just make sure you have a way to monitor it, especially if you have somebody that's looking over your credit for you. You want to be able to access it so you can give those answers to whoever is looking at it for you right then and there, instead of having to create different profiles so you can just get a free credit report or just do your free credit monitoring. Okay. All right. Also, another thing is, this is not the biggest tip, but it's the next biggest tip, is to identify 3 people, at least one person, but 3 people is really good, that you can do piggybacking off of. Okay. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of piggybacking, but basically it's like, let's say you have a grandparent or a parent that has great credit and you kind of want to boost your credit. have them add you to their credit cards. Okay, so it'll look like you have decent credit. Most likely they're making their payments on time, they're paying off their balances. That's going to have a positive effect on your credit score. Okay, so that's another tactic to try. All right, and then um, the last thing that is really big before I get into what you can do to repair your credit, the last thing that is really big about your credit is do not close your accounts. Okay, I know it's very tempting, but if you're in the process of building your credit, do not close them, because at the end of the day, let's say you have like 5 accounts, right? And your oldest account is 10 years old, and then you have another account, your newest account was just 1 year, right? And you have like a whole bunch of accounts in between. And let's say the 10-year account, you can't manage it, right? And let's say you decide to close it. Overall, your credit history is going to be shortened on an average. They're not going to look at that oldest account anymore. They're going to look at, oh, okay, the average is more closer to 5 or 6 years compared to what it would have been with the 10 years. Okay. So there's a lot of different things that you can do before you close your accounts. The first thing you can do is to call your creditor and ask them for two things. One is to increase your credit limit. So if you increase your credit limit, your credit utilization overall at that moment in time will go down. Okay, so let's say you have a $500 credit limit at first, and you were using $200 of that credit. So your credit utilization rate would have been about 40%, right? But let's say you go up to $1,000 in credit union, so you're still using that $200. Your credit utilization would drop instantly down to 20% just for that credit card. Okay, so ask them to increase your credit limit. Okay, you can use like, hey, I've been a long-term customer. I've been making my payments on time. I even have a way that I can, I pay my balances off. Something. If you need help or guidance about how to talk to these people over the phone, I sometimes think maybe I'm a Karen, because I can kind of get my way over the phone, but I kind of know what to say to these customer service reps to help them do things in my favor. Okay. So another thing you can do on top of increasing your credit limit is to lower your interest rate. So I remember my very first credit card I got, my interest rate was at 24% APR. Okay. Yeah, that was horrible. I was 18. It was bad. All right. So you can call, you can ask them, hey, can you lower my interest rate down to 15%? I'm a good customer. I'm a loyal customer. I've been with you guys for X amount of years. And is there something that you guys can do for me so I can continue having my service or my business with you? So that's another thing you can ask them to do. And then if you happen to have any late payments on those credit cards, ask them to remove those late payment statuses. Okay, so it's not going to hurt for you to ask. If you don't ask, nothing is going to be done. But creditors, they're going to try to do something to keep you as a loyal customer. It'll be easier to retain than to attract and pull more. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do, is to contact the creditors to have them remove late payments, to increase your credit limit, and to increase your credit limit and to lower your interest rates. Okay. And then let's say, you are more of a person that cannot wait for your credit to shift, right? You want your credit report to increase instantly. All right. I'm going to tell you that there are some things that you can do in order to start seeing an instant increase within 30 days. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. All right. So the one thing you can do is to contact all three credit bureaus. All right. Contact all three of them for each account. So let's say you have a TJ Maxx card, like me, a Key credit card, and a Citi card, and something's wrong with all of those accounts. You have to write a letter for each account to all three credit bureaus. So that's a total of 9 letters that you have to write out. There's different templates online. And if there's a way I can link it to the description box, I'll go ahead and do it for you. But all you got to do is just copy and paste to TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, print them out, put them in your envelope with a stamp. Take it to the post office. Do not put this in your mailbox. Take it to the post office and get the tracking, on your receipt and everything, so you can be able to track when they get your letter. Because at that point, they have 30 days to remove that whatever you're disputing off of your credit. 30 days to remove it. So let's say all of these creditors get or credit unions. Yeah. Hold on, no, I'm sorry. Credit bureaus. Let's say all these credit bureaus get all of these credit letters for each of your accounts that you're disputing. They remove all of those accounts or those disputes, and your score can potentially, and I say potentially with big words, go up. There's some people that do this the wrong way. They would write a letter to dispute something on an old account, which can potentially close it. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to remove any older accounts off of your credit, because that's going to make your score drop. I've seen people try to do this by themselves without the right guidance or talking to somebody that kind of knows or been doing this for a while, and they screw themselves up. Okay. So there's a lot of different factors that you have to look at on your credit report when you have to decide, okay, which letters am I going to write? What is my dispute? Do I really want to remove my account? Do I really want to change my address? Because even changing your address can affect the accounts that you have, okay? So you might just want to update those addresses. Talk directly to the creditor about that and have them report it to the credit union or credit bureaus. I keep saying credit union. But yeah, so those are some quick tips, because I was going through somebody's report and they want me to do the letters. And if you do the letters through somebody else, it's going to cost you money. That money can go towards you paying off your debt, okay? And doing a snowball effect. And I figure I'll try to help some people out before you go that route. And, I try to give people advice on certain things. Unless you're just that type of person, like you don't want to wait, you don't want the guidance. Okay, go ahead, spend the $700. Okay, it's for somebody else to help you with your credit. But try these tips, and if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll do a real quick recap, because I know I kind of covered a lot, but I mean, this is going to be some good information for you to use when you're going to go and pay stuff off. Okay, so 1, pay off your revolving credit balances to below 30%. All right. 2, use the snowball effect to pay off your credit balances. 3, do not close any accounts, period. And if you have to close, or if you feel the need to close the accounts, contact the creditors, ask them for increasing your credit limit, ask them to lower your interest rate, ask them to remove your late payments or anything that's negative that's hurting your account. And do not have anyone pull your credit until you're absolutely certain that you want your credit pulled for whatever you're trying to go for. And also, you want to do your credit monitoring, either do Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, Experian. Make sure you're not paying anybody to do this credit monitoring, because the more money you can keep in your pockets, the better, because you can pay off your debt. Okay? And then also ask about the piggybacking. So if you have a grandmother or aunts or uncle, they have good credit, just go ahead, ask them, hey, I'm your favorite niece, right? You want to do something for me? Can you just add me to your credit card? I won't spend any money. Just add me to your credit card. It's gonna make my credit go good. I'll look out for you in the long run. Okay. All right. So yeah, and then if you do have to do the letters because you're impatient, make sure you do the 3 letters per account and send those letters out to each of the 3 credit bureaus. Make sure you get the shipping and tracking information for those letters. And then, yeah, that's about it. Okay. All right. So I know that was a lot of information. I can't believe I talked that much, but yeah, I can go on. I kind of like doing this, but I don't think I would do it for a living because some people want to be hard headed, and I'm a good coach, and I'm the type of person where I'm hands on with people. And like, if you say you want one thing and you're doing something different, then I'm kind of like, okay, you got to be off my list of, clients. So, I mean, I do give chances and stuff, but some people just hard headed. And I'm just like, this has to stop. I'm tired of people having to dish out all this money, even though I do respect those financial advisors that like they do make a living. I have a financial advisor that I go to for different purposes, but you know, you have to pick and choose what you need to go and what you need to do in order to fix your financial situation, fix your credit, and look at different ways to build income. So like I'm at the point where I feel like I'm okay with my credit. I'm just looking at ways to bring in more income. So when it comes to like doing like foreign exchange, I'm into doing that. Okay, so it's either that or work another job. All right, so that's all that I have for tonight. I'm going to get off of here. I have some stuff I have to do with training, but other than that, I hope to see you guys soon. And that's all that I have to say. Have a wonderful day. Bye.